The woman who just woke up stretched her waist. I found my right hand was actually put on the formalities. The other end is connected to the husband's right hand. Just want to get the answer from him, who knows the next second. The huge shock left Emma's head blank. I don't care about the blood on my face, I just want to get free. But husband Mike obviously didn't intend to make her feel better. After a short period of calming down, she picked up the pistol and tried to break the chain of handcuffs. But the magazine is empty. Emma in pajamas wants to change clothes. Struggling to come to the cloakroom, there is only one wedding dress left. It's the one I wore on the wedding day. And behind the wedding dress is a safe. She put Mike's body on the wedding dress and dragged it more effortlessly. Put on her husband's thin shirt again and prepared to go downstairs. Accidentally, she rolled down with the corpse. The rose petals all over the floor are especially ironic at this time. It's ice and snow outside, obviously there is no way to go out like this. Emma closed the door and wanted to call for help. Who knows the phone is in the vase. No matter what, try it before you talk. Fortunately, the phone turned on. But the joy only lasted a few seconds. On the importance of waterproof mobile phones, came to the kitchen to find knives, everything was cleaned one. Even if the husband does things like that. But Emma was lucky to find the fish that slipped through the net. Spare key for car. The car is next to the garage. What Emma has to do now is brave the biting cold wind, pass a piece of snow and enter the garage. In order to be able to leave here, Emma closed her eyes and her heart. Finally entered the garage with difficulty. He would harm his husband if he died, so he moved into the car. But Emma still has a Tucson pattern this time. Although the car was successfully ignited, it turned off in the next second. It turned out that Mike had expected this, drained the gasoline in the fuel tank and completely cut off Emma's escape route. The audio recorded by Mike in advance is playing in the car. Actually, today is the anniversary of the first anniversary of the two married. But this year, because of the steady rise of Mike's career, he started to stir up flowers and grass outside. The warehouse is the Emma who keeps the vacant room alone. So he will treat his body in his own way. Unite his subordinate Lao He and drank him a hat of forgiveness. You can know from the recording. Mike already knew everything he did now. Just for revenge on Emma. But revenge is revenge, why do you want to take your own life? A thinly clothed woman dragging her husband's body in the ice and snow. And all of this, it's all the husband's revenge against him, it's him. Emma, who failed to save herself, washes the blood off her face. Then came to the storage room, but the tools originally placed here were all taken by her husband to Chian's. At this time, there was a violent knock on the door, and the person who came was the old black. According to him, Emma sent a message to herself last night. Let him come to find her at home today. Emma is speechless, Mike is really clever. In astonishment, the old black also guessed Mike's own reason. It turns out that his company is being investigated by relevant departments. Mike knows that he cannot escape prison. So I broke the jar and used my own death. Attempt to pull Emma and old black together, as a backing for him. At this moment, two men came towards the house. The old black noticed that it was wrong and angrily rebuked him to leave until he. Who knows the next second. Emma was terrified and hurriedly dragged the corpse to hide in the corner. Fortunately, they didn't keep going. On the contrary, because of the death of the old black, I began to argue. Through dialogue. They are the killers found by Mike. While the two enter the bedroom, Emma hurriedly dragged the corpse into the warehouse opposite. Who knows that the dragging blood still attracted the attention of the killer's second child. Emma found a ship, although she couldn't use it to get into life. But at least you can cut off Mike's hand with the anchor. Suddenly, the second child who was found along the bloodstain slammed open the door. Emma took advantage of the situation and hid in the cabin covered with cloth, but the atmosphere did not dare to come out. The second child soon found the bloody corpse of Mike. I can't even bother to search for Emma, and ran out rolling and crawling. When the two came in again, Emma had already hidden under the car. 2 murders occurred one after another, but the boss didn't want to be fascinated. Because he was in the cloakroom and saw the safe. Only Mike and Emma who know the password. Now Mike's head is blooming. So their top priority is to find Emma. The blood footprints on the ground made the boss realize. Emma without shoes is nearby, she must not run far. She in the car listens to all this, scared and cold. Make her tremble uncontrollably. At this moment, she finally recovered her freedom and must find a way to save herself. This woman is covered in blood. In order to keep warm, she can only wrap her bare feet with a wedding dress. Then turn out a tank of gasoline in the cabin. This is her only self-rescue tool at the moment. The 2 killers at this time discovered that the safe not only requires a password, need a fingerprint. So the 2 work together. One to drag the corpse, one to find Emma. The second child in charge of dragging the corpse walks to the warehouse cursing Lee. Emma, who is dragging the fuel tank in the snow, can only lie down in the snow. fortunately escaped the second child's eyes. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Emma dragged the gas tank into the garage, going to fuel the car. Who knows that the movement that made it alarmed the boss who had just left the house. In this way, the two hid the cat around the car. Seeing through the boss of Emma's plan at a glance, punctured a car tire. Emma took the opportunity to escape outside. I just saw my second child moving Mike's body. So he turned and hid in the basement next to him. What's terrible is that the boss who came out of the back heel also noticed here. Emma didn't have time to think about it. She hurriedly opened the door at the boss's end, climbed up the stairs. But the second child is upstairs, she has nowhere to hide. Seeing the boss climb up along the bloody footprints, Emma had an idea and rang the car key. Used the car siren to successfully divert the attention of the two. I took the opportunity to put on old black clothes and shoes, then swing the ball stick and chase the boss to the attic. Hit it hard with a stick. The boss fell and fainted. The second child who came after hearing the news failed to escape Emma's bulbous roots. Emma rushes to the car outside. However, it hasn't had time to ignite. The boss who woke up chased after him, dragged Emma out and fainted. When she woke up, she found that Mike's body was placed with her again and again. The boss came over at this moment and tried to disadvantage Emma. The second child found out with conscience and picked up Mike's exhausted gun, aimed at the boss. Because I didn't know there were no bullets in it. The boss can only stop. Emma escaped by luck. And exchanged a password for a rare free body. The boss can't wait to drag Mike's body. Finally successfully opened the safe. However, there is no imaginary diamond inside, but a saw. It says, the diamond is in Emma's necklace. Emma repeatedly explained that this necklace was customized by her husband. It won't open after putting it on. The boss immediately understood that the reason for leaving behind this mackerel, it's not that they saw the necklace, it's Emma. The cock who didn't want to kill another person, immediately brought the vice. Who knows that the boss took the opportunity to grab the gun behind him and stunned him. After the shooting failed, the boss and Emma fought together. The second child who woke up immediately joined the melee, but unfortunately died on the hanger on the wall. Emma picked up the vice and stunned the boss. Put him with the corpse. He got into the car, slammed on the accelerator and ran into the boss who came out. But because the tire was punctured, the car on the snow instantly lost control. After a brief coma, the seriously injured Emma could only crawl to the ice. But the boss still grabbed her ankle and stabbed her. Emma, who escaped Lily, began to resist desperately, pulled up in the chaos and hurt the boss. At this time, the ice surface cracked, and the fallen corpse dragged the boss down. But the boss still didn't plan to let Emma go. Emma, struggling desperately, stabbed the boss in the eye. She got away smoothly, desperately going upstream. But I can't find the exit. She was exhausted, the fire of life began to slowly extinguish. But her strong desire to survive still made her break through the water successfully. The first thing she did when she escaped from the dead, I just took off the wedding ring. It is said that marriage is the tomb of love. But for her, this is far more terrifying than Key.